Hey everyone, we're back with Chaos Child. Last time there's a date scene with Arimura, which somehow didn't end with a tragedy. I know it's a surprise. Anyway, by the time the week was over, the return of the new gen madness had been forgotten. Everyone was talking about some counterfeit food labeling that happened last week. The counterfeit food labeling! The criminals had taken advantage of the computer problems caused by the crash of 15, which made it a hot topic. Are we gonna get into what caused that? That's gotta be true ending stuff, right? Of course, Ad Channel was still talking about it. It's starting to die down. In fact, since the media hadn't reported anything about her, the message board had a new set of theories about Haida Rico. That was mostly what they were talking about now. Time passed whether we wanted it to or not, and we still... Wait, what if Kazuki stopped the crash of 15? Is the crash of 15 caused like, hold on. The massive damage to the world's infrastructure and panic resulted in some areas. Particularly in North America, America's hit the... Anyway, electronic failures, right? If Shibuya was hit by it, she would be unable to play ESO2, so she used her powers to save Shibuya. That's new theory. Or Kazuki caused it because another guild was about to get world first. So she ruined them so she could get world first on the clear of the new raid.
Oh, Miyashiro!
Ito? Yo. It's just you, Ito.
なんだとは朝から随分とご挨拶じゃねえか。つうか、さっきから何やってんだ?
It looks so bright with this lighting. What am I doing? I always come this way on the way. I always come this way on the way to school. There's nothing unusual about it at all.
そうか? それにしてはさっきからここでキョロキョロしてたじゃんか。誰か待ってでもいんのかと思ってさ。
No. I hadn't been thinking about Ito, so I didn't notice him until he spoke to me. If I had seen him, I would have gone right into the school building.
で、誰を待ってんだ?
You, Ito, my best friend. I was waiting for you.
俺を? もしかして例の事件で何か進展があったのか?
No, not really.
じゃあなんで? 有村だ.
Huh? Turning around, I saw Arimura right behind me.
Yo, Arimura.
Wait, Ito's gonna go for Arimura now.
Ito senpai.
Arimura, ciao.
Domo, Miyashiro senpai.
She's all shy because it's white ribbon Arimura. I gotcha. Raised my hand like an idiot. The morning autumn wind felt cold against it. Huh? Forced myself to match her greeting. Why is she being so cold?
お前どうしたんだその手?
Was she wearing... Well, hold on. What color ribbons was she wearing last scene? Wait, what? In the delusion scene... And of course it's not tied in the... Hold on, let me mute past Horsey. In the illusion scene, where she was wearing a swimsuit, she had white ribbons on. During the date, she had black ribbons. Well, what about at school? At school, she had white. What does it mean? The real Arimura is black, and when she lies, she has white? And as a child, she had black. So black Arimura is the real one, and the white ribbon is the fake one. I swear, ribbon theory has to be real. No, actually, ribbon theory has to be fake because I've gotten too many correct theories. I need at least one loss. But ribbon theory also has to be real because it makes too much sense. Looked at her hand and saw there's a bandage wrapped around it just under her sleeve.
これはちょっと階段でつまずいちゃって。
I looked closer and saw that she was concealing some purple bruises with foundation.
それじゃあ私はこれで。
Arimura seemed a little out of it as she said goodbye and headed into the school building.
なんだよ。相変わらず愛想ねえな。と、それより話ってなんだ?
Just want to talk about how much I love you, Ito. We're going for the Ito route, huh?
だから、なんか話があって待ってたんだろ?
Why the hell would I stand here and wait for you? Takaru! Why? He's your best buddy! He'd never hurt anyone you love or cherish.
Huh? なんだそれ?
Come on, we'd better hurry or the bell's going to ring.
なんなんだよ、一体。
How hurt he looks. That's the question that I wanted to ask. She'd been smiling when I said goodbye yesterday. Now she's acting like this. In my head, that it would have gone like this. This isn't even an illusion. Arimura is late. Don't give me a CG where she has bread in her mouth. Oh, of course. This voice, it's Arimura, isn't it?
なんでわかっちゃうんですか？つまんない。
I mean, I could tell, obviously.
そっか、わかっちゃうのか。
Arimura.
あ、そうだ先輩、チャオス。
Jiaosu. Yeah. That's how it was supposed to go. Nothing negative was supposed to happen. So she'd acted like that. I don't get girls. Okay, yeah. What? No jump scare. I was leaped up when I heard a suddenly yell.
どうしたのタクル？
Oh, it's just you, Kyusu. Don't scare me like that.
驚いたのはこっちよ。あなた、今なんて言ったの？
Oh no, I must have been talking to myself. It was nothing.
あ、いたいた、タク。
Serica, don't grab me out. What a bad premonition. Serica's timing was a little too perfect. She was waiting for this. She was watching in the shadows like, oh, if Kyusu shows up, I'm gonna do this. Oh god, I better get going.
ねえねえ、昨日ひなちゃんとデートしたんだって？
Serica, why? I know you're doing this intentionally. You evil girl.
デート？ひなちゃんってもしかして有村さんのこと？タクル、あなた有村さんとデートしたの？
Crap, now I have a real problem. Wait, now that I think about it. How did you know that, Onoe?
それはだって見たんだもん。
Saw it? You saw us together? She had binoculars watching the whole time?
待ちなさいタクル。ということは本当に有村さんとデートしたのね。
It wasn't a date. We just went downtown together.
だからそれってデートでしょ？
This is so awkward. Even if we're not related by blood, who knew that having your family find out about your dating life would feel so awkward?
それでどうだったの？どんな服で行ったの？どこへ行ったの？何をしたの？うまくいったの？どうどう、のんちゃん落ち着いて落ち着いて。
I'm still praying every day that they don't make the no-no route romantic.
だってあのタクルが女の子とデートよ。姉としては気になるじゃない。
Like right now, Nono's character is absolute peak. But if they give her like any romantic connotations with Takuya whatsoever, then she's absolutely ruined.
第一それってあんな陰惨なニュースを追っているよりも全然いいことよ。セリカもそう思わない？
Oh, she's just happy he's doing something that isn't murder related.
私はタクがそれでいいなら。
What the hell's going on here? Serica's like, no, go back to the murder, go back to the murder. What the hell is going on here? I know that girls like to talk about romance. Didn't think they'd like to talk about it this much.
それでタクルどうなの？
How'd it go? We just hung out for a while.
ちょっとってダメよ、そんな適当な態度じゃ有村さんにも失礼じゃない。
Well, no, Arimura loves to hang out. Neither Serica nor I were sure how to handle Kyusu's excitement. And then she suddenly spun around.
ああそうだ、こうしちゃいられないわ。
Kyusu? Where are you going? To go ask Arimura?
決まってるでしょ、有村さんのところよ。弟をよろしくって、
Okay.
きちんと挨拶しておかなきゃ。
Wait! It's way too early for that!
そうだよのんちゃん、そういうのはちゃんと日取りを選んでやんなきゃ。
That's not right either. I want to see the scene where Nono threatens to like beat up Arimura if she does anything to Takuya. Anyway, we just went to buy a phone and then walked around for a bit.
本当に？
Really? So please don't get any weird ideas.
そう。
Why does she look so disappointed?
っていうかのんちゃん、なんでそんなに必死なの？
This might be Takuya's only chance at love.
だってそういう楽しいことがあればタクルだってもう変な事件を追いかけたりしなくなるかもしれないでしょ。
They're literally the angel and the devil on Takuya's shoulders. Oh, so that's it.
もちろんそれだけじゃないわ。もっとちゃんとした理由があるわよ。 ちゃんとした理由って？それはほら、有村さんも私たちと似たような境遇だから。
A similar position? What do you mean?
知らないの？彼女ご両親はご健在らしいんだけどね、住んでいたお部屋が渋谷地震で倒壊して、それでお兄さんが。
But so Takuya can date anyone as long as they're like at least part orphan? Her brother, the one that was friends with Kakido?
今はご両親とも東京から少し離れてしまって、彼女自身は近くの親戚のお家から通っているらしいんだけどね。でも有村さんと同じ小学校だったって子に聞いたんだけど、彼女すごくお兄さん子だったらしくて、それで亡くなった後はずっと塞ぎ込んでいたそうだから。
I had no idea that Arimura had a past like that.
別に同情とかじゃないの。ただ彼女にも頑張ってほしいなって。だから
She suddenly grabbed me by the hands and looked straight into my eyes.
もしも何か相談があったらいつでも言うのよ。わかった？
Yeah. Her demeanor was so overwhelming that I almost took a step back.
それからくれぐれもまたあの事件を追いかけたりなんてしようと思わないこと。
Okay, I already did the comment round, okay? Now it's just time to date cute anime girls. Fine, and whatever the Uki and no routes are. When I nodded, she smiled, satisfied, finally left to go to class.
のんちゃんびっくりだね。
It's your fault for bringing that up in the first place.
あれ？そうだっけ？
She knows what she's doing. Look at that evil smile. It is.
でもタク、本当にひなちゃんとは何にもないの？
No, there isn't.
タク？
At least not from the way she was acting this morning. Yeah, that's right. Too bad I get so excited just because I hung out with a girl once. We just went shopping together. If I get excited and start obsessing over dating and girlfriends, I'll be no different than half the idiots in this school. Not like those wrong-siders who spend every minute of the day thinking of girls. Spend most of my days gathering information. Yeah, that's what cool people do. That's what right-siders do. Felt bad for Kyusu, starting to get a little bored with the situation anyway. Everyone seemed to think that the arrest of Haida Riko meant the case was winding down. Couldn't be sure that I was over. If Haida was responsible for all the murders, why'd she have to kill all those people? Was it just because they were psychics? Was she working for some organization? How had she killed them? Why didn't she use her pyrokinesis? There were still tons of questions. Then I didn't have time to obsess over every little thing some girl did. But that I had work to do. I had to go over the case again. As the head of a journalism club, I needed to act like a journalist. Right! Open the door to the club room, ready to get started. Sorry, Arimura, I have no time for this. I have work to do. Arimura, what are you doing here?
決まってるじゃないですか。先輩を待ってたんですよ。ここに来れば会えるかなって。
Came to see me?
はい。
I see. No! Triple no? Is she powered up? I just told myself that I didn't have time to waste on girls.
今朝はごめんなさい。ちょっと考え事してたせいでそっけなかったですよね。
No, not really. Wait, no point in lying to Arimura. A little, yeah?
そうですよね。でもちょっと理由があって。
A reason?
言いましたよね。怪我したって。
Arimura rubbed the skin just above her knees and winced a little. I could see a bandage under her sleeve. Didn't look that bad. Maybe she was worse off than she looked. You said you tripped on a staircase. You're okay, right? Well, if she tripped when she was there with Takuya, it had to be someone using, like, psychic power. Like, Takuya didn't use his powers to make her trip so that he could catch her, right? Takuya? Right? Right, buddy? Because I was trying to think, like, okay, it'd have to be someone who has, like, telekinesis. And there is one character we know with telekinesis.
はい。怪我自体はそんなに大したことはないんですけど、ただ誰かに押されたような気がしてて。
Pushed you? You mean pushed you down the stairs? Who?
いや、あ
くまでも気がしたって感じで、だからはっきりそうとは言えないんですけど、でもちょっと気になってて、それで朝は上の空になってたんです。だからごめんなさい。
So, what about after you were pushed? You weren't attacked or anything?
はい、転んで階段から落ちて見上げたら誰もいなくて。
I see. Someone really did push her, then who could have done it? Could it have something to do with the case? Well, if it was, that would be pretty sloppy on the culprit's part, at least compared to the other cases. Was it just a coincidence then? Maybe it was blue Arimura. Could be that. Maybe Arimura is just mistaken.
それじゃあ私はこれで。
Oh, that's it? Arimura picked up her bag and started to walk to the door. Hmm? You're leaving?
はい、とにかく朝のこと一言謝りたかっただけですから。
Right. Dot dot dot.
先輩がいいって言うならもう少しいてもいいかな。
The Kazuki in the corner is like, say yes, you idiot, say yes! Huh?
ダメですか？
No, you'd stay, but...
本当ですか？よかった。
Oh boy, here we go. Here's the H scene. Close your eyes, everyone. Started to feel awkward. But it wasn't a bad awkward. It wasn't that bad at all. It was kind of nice. Alright, your injury. You said it wasn't anything bad. Was that true?
はい、大丈夫ですよ。ほら、この通り。
I'm more oh boy, here we go. Lifted up her skirt to show me. We're not even in the delusion yet. We're not even in the delusion yet. I saw.
本当は前から言おうと思ってたんですけど、私実は男の子なんです。
I was stunned. I didn't expect to see a bulge beneath Arimura's skirt. I did not think you'd go this route.
でも心は女の子なんです。信じてください。
Well, I guess after what I've seen, I have to believe.
やっぱり思った通りだ。宮代先輩って
What's with the elephant
優しい。
here? Am I?
はい。宮代先輩。
Arimura looked straight into my eyes. She was a girl, no matter how you looked at her. But her body. What?
こんな僕でよければ。
Okay, here we go,
恋人にして
here
く
we
だ
go.
さい。
I looked closely and saw that her shoulders were shaking. Probably taking all of her courage to say that. And I said,
先輩。
Gulp. Sounds great to me. You're perfect. You're the ideal lover I've always wanted, Arimura.
本当ですか？
Really? And all caps.
ひなえ、嬉しい。
Arimura leapt forward and grabbed me. Her body was a little more muscly than I'd expected, but it felt great. And Arimura.
はい。
It's okay.
開けて
Kino.
るんです。
Oh, Keen. Okay, that's absolutely peak. No, no, no. Triple no, no. What the hell am I thinking? Not into that. No, I mean, look, you're the one who thought about it, Takiru. When I came back to my senses, I was looking straight at Arimura's healthy thighs. Yeah, okay.
もう先輩ったらあんまり見ちゃダメですよ。
She doesn't even know what he was thinking. I knew that I should probably look away, but my instincts overcame my reason. But suddenly the door opened without any warning. Kazuki? Oh. Okay. Everything froze for a moment. Did she just leave? Kazuki appeared for just a moment before she vanished. A moment later, I heard furious pounding on the walls. Wow, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like, Kazuki.
そうなの花、今のは違うの。だから違うんだってば。
And then the camera pans to like the roof of the school. I've seen anime. I know what happens. It was now October 22nd. What day is the murder? The 28th? Do I have that written down? That Chaos Child notes. No, it's not in there. I basically stopped keeping notes after chapter 5, it looks like. Oh, here's the latest thing I have written. Chapter 5, Arimura acknowledged Seri. Idea, : what if Serika is Takuru's D sword? I mean, hey, it's not, yeah, it's not true. Oh, chapter 4 features Mega Sus. I know, right? Serika turned into meat. Yeah, that makes sense. Four days had passed since someone had pushed Arimura down the stairs. Nothing else had changed for her since then. How are things between us? Well, maybe not too bad. Probably. Tomorrow was the 23rd. Oh, okay, the day of the numbskull incident 6 years ago. Spent the whole day online looking for new information. Found something interesting. Wait, the 23rd is when Riko got killed, right? And then the 28th was when Yui got killed? Right? Or I don't remember the dates. The news that the burnt headless body of a man had been found. Oh.
本当に行くんですか?
If you don't want to come, you don't have to go. Arimura's expression was clouded, but she shook her head. Oh, this is White Ribbon Arimura. After school that day, we'd gone to visit none other than Kuno-sano. Wasn't very happy about the idea. It's the best way to find out about the news I've seen this morning. Of course, Shinjo-san probably knew more about the case, but he worked for the police. Even though we'd been attacked by Haida before, he probably wouldn't be willing to give us the latest information. But Kuno-sano had built up a relationship of trust with the police, despite being like 18 years old. It looked to me that between the two, she had the upper hand in her relationship with Shinjo, which meant that she might know something. Okay, here we go. Are you sure about this? I asked Arimura one last time before we went inside.
だってここ女の人の部屋ですよ。宮代先輩、そんなところに一人で行くつもりですか?
Sure, she'd probably be more likely to listen to me if there's another girl with me. But I really didn't like her either. Honestly, I didn't want to rely on her to help. I had no choice if I wanted that information. Besides, I wasn't really relying on her help. I was just using her.
私が言ってるのはそういうことじゃなくて。
Then what do you mean?
だから、いいです。なんでもないです。
Hey, you don't even know where your room is, do you? Arimura stormed ahead of me angrily. I followed her after her into the apartment building.
誰だ?
Do you know the password? It's me, Miyachiyo Takuyo.
入れ。
Kuno-sano let us in much easier than I thought she would. I've been worried she'd turn us away at the door. I guess I've been wrong.
散らかっているが、気にするな。
Her room was still in terrible shape. I could see there should be a news screen on her PC. She looked like she was editing something. Oh, hey! We've never seen... What the heck? Where's the lab coat? Never before seen content. Kuno-sano shoulders. This is a very rare opportunity, everyone. Hear about the burnt body. Kuno-sano spoke before we even had a chance. So, well, if the body's burned, then you would think that Haida Riko did it, right? But she's in jail. So is this just a random sidekick they found? How could you tell?
ギガロマニアックスのお二人がわざわざこんな手狭なところにいらっしゃってくださったんだ。他に考えられる。
相変わらず嫌味な人。
As you suspected, we thought you might have some information on the body that was found last night. Yeah. There's no point in pissing her off if it meant we didn't get the information we quickly moved between them. This wasn't really something I was good at, but I didn't have a choice.
どこまで知っている?
Just what's on the internet. The location was a multi-purpose building in Hatsudai Shibuya Ward. Hatsudai? The victim was a man between his mid-30s to late 80s. He'd been burnt so badly his body was turned to ash. Police had no idea who he was. They were working to ID him. Not much had been announced this morning. Looked back over it just in case before I came out here. Nothing new had been come out. What if it was like Sakuma?
ならば
or the teacher.
それが全てだ。
Wait, what was it? Was that just the second sentence I cut off? It sounded like it was coming from like a weird source. Does that mean they've issued a gag order over it?
いや、警察の方でもまだつかめていないようだ。どうやら先月の太陽嵐の影響でまたシステムが不安定になっているのだそうだ。被害者が渋谷以外の人間の場合、紹介も一苦労らしい。
Crash of 15.
システムにばかり頼りすぎるとこういうことになるという見本のようなものだな。
Since Arimura hadn't spoken up, what Kunosato had said was probably true. What's your take on this, Kunosato?
それはニュージェネの再来と関係があるかどうか聞いているのか。
Yeah, I suppose I am.
私にはその質問に答える義務はない。
Figures. I had a feeling she would say that, so I didn't feel surprised or disappointed. But surprisingly, she asked me something instead.
お前はどう思っている？
My thoughts?
お前もこれまでの事件を追ってきたのだろう。それならば一応の考えはあるはずだ。
I hated to tell you
聞かせてみろ。
just because she asked me. No point in arguing. I decided to just tell her what I thought. There's several differences between this case and the others. First, the location. All the other incidents have taken place in Shibuya proper. Hatsudai is part of Shibuya Ward. Most people consider it a part of Shinjuku. Okay. It's also the age. All the previous victims have been in their teens or early 20s. The time the victim was middle-aged. Closer to Dad's generation than ours.
つまりこれまでの事件とは無関係だということか。
I think it might be a safe assumption. The fact that the body had been burnt to death made me think of Haida Riko. But Haida was in police custody right now. He couldn't be responsible. And today was the 22nd. One day too early for the numbskull case.
そこまで結論が出ているのならわざわざ私に聞く必要もないだろう。
Well,
そもそも今のところ30代以上でのギガロマニアックス発症例はない。ということは少なくとも被害者はギガロマニアックスではないということだ。
I mean, they could be a fake gigalomaniac. In other words.
偶然か便乗か。いずれにしてもこれまでの事件とは無関係だろうな。
But the fact that this only happens in the Arimura route is what's strange. Is it related to the fact that Arimura is a cute anime girl going on cute anime dates with Takaru? Or is it due to the fact that Haida Riko was arrested? Probably the fact that she was arrested. I'm relieved to hear that it doesn't.
嘘。
Huh?
先輩、本当はもう少し事件が続いてくれてもよかったのにって思ってるじゃないで
Don't
すか。
call him out on his main character syndrome. Oh. I didn't realize it, but if Arimura had said so, then maybe I did. Maybe I wanted something to happen to break the boredom.
私はまだ安心できません。だって。
Arimura squirmed uneasily. It made sense. Just the other day, someone might have pushed her down the stairs. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that
い
way.
え、私の方こそちょっと過敏になってるのかも。
I'll walk you home.
ありがとうございます。
Arimura held my hand the whole way back. Her hand felt tiny, very frail. October 23rd was finally upon us. The same day as the numbskull incident 6 years earlier. But nothing interesting happened in Shibuya that day. Okay. November 6th, 2009. Big time skip. Friday. That's the next murder, right? Hold on. Chaos Head Wiki and GM. Are you really gonna make me type out New Gen Murders? New Gen Murders. New Gen Madness. Whatever. Oh, what? November 6th? Okay, so we skipped past all of them. That's the day of the earthquake. Or should we call it there? I think we still have a bit more to go, so I think I can keep going. Oh wait! 2009! 2009! Arimura Hinae was in downtown Shibuya when it happened. Her brother's birthday was coming up in a week. What should she get him for a present? It With those thoughts running through her head, Hinai had taken the lounge she stayed at for the past several months, went to the city alone. Every year, she and her brother would celebrate each other's birthdays, just the two of them. Hinai would give her brother a present, say thank you, and give her something back, even though it wasn't her birthday. That is not how birthdays work, buddy. It always made her so happy. What should she get him this year? She wanted to get him something he would keep forever. Something he could wear would be best. Clothes were outside her budget, and gloves or a muffler would only be useful in the winter. What about a wallet? Just when she decided to go with a slightly grown-up department store, a huge earthquake struck Shibuya. It's the disaster they called the Shibuya earthquake. Hinai didn't really remember the moment. 1 second, there's a bright light that flooded her field of vision. The next second, everything had changed. The walls of the buildings had collapsed. The asphalt had split open. Here and there, she could hear people moaning in pain. Like something out of a dream or a nightmare. She didn't know what had happened. She quickly dialed her brother, but not only did he not pick up, she couldn't even hear it ring. Since she had nothing else to do, she decided to head for home. Only when she stood up did she realize she'd been hurt all over. Her knees were cut open. She'd hit her back. She scraped her cheeks against the ground. All of Shibuya was in a panic. The buildings looked like they could fall down at any moment. A car had smashed into a store and was giving off black smoke. Everyone in Shibuya was running to the station in search of a way out. It was hard for tiny little Hina to go against the crowd. She was almost pushed down many times as she headed for home. She didn't honestly remember how long it took her to get back to the condo where she lived. She just remembered that she felt so tired. But when she saw her condo building, all that exhaustion vanished. It was still standing, and her whole family was outside waiting for her, waving. The building hadn't collapsed. It was tilting and looked like it could fall over at any moment. The people who'd escaped from inside are standing a good ways away, looking up at it. Some people tried to go inside to get their valuables. Others tried to stop them. She saw her parents there. Maybe they'd happened to come home early. Maybe they raced over here after the earthquake. Either way, they were injured, but alright. But there is someone missing. They looked around, but didn't seem anywhere. Her parents didn't answer. She could tell where her brother was from where her mom was looking. The condo building was tilted and could fall over at any time. Who knew what was going on? What? So he's inside, like parents of the year, just standing out there, like, oh, you'll be fine. Whatever. Her father slowly shook his head. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. She dodged past her father's outstretched hands and ran into the building. Obviously, the elevator didn't work. She ran up the stairs. Wait. Does she already have her powers? But like, that would... She got the powers when the white light went off, right? All the exhaustion she just felt was totally gone. All she was thinking about was her brother. All she wished for was that her brother would be safe. No, that's not true. Because Taku's thing didn't go off until a little bit afterwards. Like, Sariko wasn't real until he got to the hospital with his parents. Their condo was a disaster. There's no sign left of the life they'd lived. That didn't matter to her. She screamed, again and again. She heard a small moan from under the rubble. She ran over and saw her brother. Okay, so she knew they were lying. Or what? They knew he... What did their parents think happened? That's important. Like, did they just kind of assume he's dead? Be like, we don't really need to go check. That's dangerous. Or did they legitimately believe he was dead? And I don't know. He was alive. Her brother was still alive. She then quickly swallowed her words. Her brother's body was half buried under rubble, and he couldn't move. They tried to lift it off. She's far too weak to even budget.
無理だヒナ。それよりお前は逃げろ。ここももう。
何言ってるの？そんなことできるわけない。
She tried so hard to move the rubble that her nails broke and blood began to drip from her fingers. But she still— parents of the year didn't go after her? They just let her run in? But she still kept trying.
私にはヒナにはお兄ちゃんしかいないんだもん。血を分けたお兄ちゃんしか私には。
Like, you know, they could have been cheating on each other, but they could have, you know, that's not— that doesn't mean they're bad parents. That just means they're, you know, in an unhealthy relationship. But they could still be good parents. They could, you know, help their children from dying. Okay, you know, her mother and father had already betrayed her. The one bond she had left, the one truth she had left, was her brother. The one thing that kept her going. However,
ごめんヒナ。違うんだ。
she didn't know why her brother was suddenly apologizing.
僕たちは兄弟なんかじゃない。お前と僕は本当は純粋な兄弟なんかじゃないんだ。
That doesn't matter. It was a sudden confession. What was he talking about? They weren't full siblings? What did he mean? He kept talking, even though he didn't understand what he was saying.
ヒナ、お前は母さんと父さんの子じゃない。別の男との間の子だ。
I mean, like, do you really need to be saying this right now? Like, that's kind of not— like, this isn't really the time or place for that.
嘘。
Suddenly, the whole world went blank.
ずっと言うべきじゃないって思ってた。隠しておくべきだって。お前が大きくなるまでは。でももう俺はだから。
お兄ちゃん。
ごめんヒナ。ずっと隠していて。
It was a shock. She wasn't her mom and dad's daughter. Well, she was her mom's daughter. Her brother wasn't her real brother. The biggest shock to Hinai was that her brother had been lying to her. After all the times he told her not to lie, he said he wouldn't lie to her anymore, for concealing something so important from her all along. She couldn't believe it.
もういや。
So now we just need to get Arimura to read Umineko so that she can learn that sometimes lies are healthy, and that not telling her is probably the right decision for, you know, well, for like how old was she? Like 8? It's a cry from her heart.
誰か私に教えて。お願いだから。
Okay, here it is. Okay.
ことを教えてよ。
And then she saw something in the corner of her eye. It was twisted and beautiful, like some kind of enchanting creature. We call them butterflies. A cold, like something inorganic. Looked like something similar to a sword.
ごめんヒナ。でもこれは本当のことなんだ。
Suddenly, she knew that he was really telling the truth. It wasn't just intuition. She knew. Somehow she knew. For some reason, she knew that his words were true. As she stood there in shock, she was suddenly knocked backwards and almost fell to her feet.
ここは危ない。行けヒナ。
お兄ちゃん。
頼む。お前だけは生きてくれ。
There's truth in his cry. Just use the sword to like cut up the building all cool like. She staggered back just as the roof in front of her fell in. The dust rose up so thick that she couldn't see her brother anymore.
逃げろ。逃げるんだヒナ。
Those are the last words she ever heard him say. October 26th, 2015. Okay. I will cut it there. We are... How much more of this route? Like, what's the point of this route? I still don't know. Is it just to go into Arimura's past? It might be. I don't know. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye.